Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good myself. Yeah, I'd say pretty good. Pretty good is about how I would describe how I'm feeling right now. Um, so let's see. What I wanted to talk about was the importance of routines. Well, just having a good solid routine, and really more so the fact that you're doing the same thing each day. Not It doesn't have to be the same thing every single day of the week, but each week, you know, Monday looks the same as next Monday, Tuesday looks the same as next Tuesday, Wednesday looks the same as next Wednesday, or something along the lines of that, right? It doesn't have to be picture perfect, but a good, strong outline of what you're gonna do, or knowing what you're gonna do, right? Is very important. I can start. Okay, let me start here. Uh, the reason that I'm talking about this topic is because this morning my routine got messed up. And, well, what happened? My alarm just didn't go off, right? So usually I wake up at 5 a.m. I like to journal for like 45 or so minutes before I go to the gym. And then I have a little bit of time between the gym and my first class of the day to eat and just get myself mentally prepared for class, whatever that means, right? Some days it's different, or most days it's different. But so I woke up at 7, looking at the clock, like, what the hell is that, right? So, I mean, where am I going with this? It's just your day just doesn't feel the same when you don't. Well, yeah, that's funny. Your day doesn't feel the same when you don't do the same thing, right? Of course, that makes sense. But you you get in this routine, and it it mentally prepares you for the day when you're doing the same thing each day. Your mind, your subconscious mind knows or is prepared for each activity as it comes, because that's the order that those activities usually come in. It's something I can compare it to, because I love bodybuilding. I have in the past. I was really into it for a while, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, something that he preached was to trick the muscles, confuse the muscles, because you get into a routine in the gym, and then, so I guess this is saying to get out of your routine, but you could still take that principle that I'm going to teach from it. But so he says, confuse the muscles by switching up the routine, because they get used to it. Your mind starts to understand what's coming next, And his principle was, or his idea was, confuse them so they don't know what's going to hit them. They don't get into that routine too much. And so essentially what I'm saying is, once you get into that routine, your mind becomes prepared for each thing. And in this sense, it's a good thing, right? It's not, for muscles, you want them to not be prepared so you can provide them a challenge, but you don't want to have your mind not prepared for the activities that you're going to be doing, right? So say I journal first thing every morning, right? My mind is prepared to write as soon as I wake up because it's used to doing that. And it doesn't take me time. I mean, of course, it takes me time to warm up my mind. And what I'm writing is not going to be very profound the first 10 minutes. But if I were to not have this as part of my routine, I find that writing first thing in the morning takes a lot more time to warm up to, right? Well, like I'm saying, your mind just isn't prepared for that. And this doesn't even just go for the things you do first thing in the morning. It's just each thing that you do at a certain time each day. If you do it that way almost every single day, your mind is just going to be ready for it. It's going to warm up to it quickly. It's going to know what to expect, and you're not going to have the stress of, okay, what do I do next? Because you know what's next. You don't have to, it doesn't have to take conscious energy away from you, right? You only have so much energy per day, and if you use some of, like, a lot of that energy thinking, what should I do next? What should I do today? What would be best to do today? And you think that through. Sometimes it can take like a decent while to figure out what's best to do, right? Before I got into a solid routine, a habit I had was, when I didn't know what was best to do next and I had free time. When I had free time in general, the first thing that I would do is just start journaling and asking myself, how should I use this time? And often that would lead to like 30 minutes of journaling just to really figure out what the perfect thing to do is in this amount of time, right? That's a lot of time wasted. I mean, it's not wasted because obviously that journaling is still going to do me good, but the ideas that I developed and the conclusion that I came to is just how I should spend that time. But if I already figured out how to spend that time and set that like perfect routine up, right? Of course, there's no such thing as perfect, but if you know this routine works and you know it's good, then you don't have to think about it. You just do. And essentially, isn't that one of the goals of meditation, is to be present, right? So that's not thinking, it's just doing. I've heard a million times monks or other types of people similar to monks, right, will say things like, don't try, just do. And I know a lot of that has to do with overthinking. They're saying don't overthink it, just do it, right? Don't try to do it, don't attempt, just do it. Just be present while you're doing it, right? So I essentially I'm saying a routine can help you be more present with what you're doing. And as we know, I'm sure most of you know that presence while you're doing some task or activity, right, is going to improve your performance significantly. You're going to be much better at what you're doing, and you're also going to enjoy it much more. The constant worrying, the constant thoughts going through your mind while you're doing it, trying to like figure out what you're doing as you go. I mean, figuring out what you're doing as you go isn't necessarily a bad thing, but figuring out too many things as you go is where the problem arises. I think it can be rather enjoyable to figure things out as you go, but you want to figure out the task as you go, not things like, what should I do after this as you go, that have nothing to do with the actual task, right? So, trying to think if there's got to be more reasons a routine is helpful. I'm just getting into my routine because college classes just started these 2 weeks ago, right? This is Monday, the second week, the first day of the second week. So I'm not even fully like used to my routine. I've heard that it takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get fully into a new routine. So I'm sure I'll make another video about this probably within those 3 to 4 weeks, and I'll inform you guys of more of what I've learned. But I can tell that each day that I get used to this new routine that I feel more and more of the benefits, and I feel, I start to understand more and more about life, I guess, right? Because anything that takes stress off your mind is going to improve your ability to learn, your neuroplasticity. So as I get into this routine and I have less stress from thinking about what I should be doing each day and putting so much of my time and energy into planning out activities or whatever it is, I just have to essentially do more planning, more energy into planning for short-term planning, I guess is the way to describe it. I am doing a lot of long-term planning now, but that's much more beneficial than spending all your time doing short-term planning. Every day, writing or planning out how you're going to spend just your time during that day that's not time very well spent. But again, like I'm saying, it's short-term planning that you want to get rid of. Long-term planning is incredibly good. I'm starting to learn that more and more now. But that might be it. That might be it. We'll see what I learn about this. And I know that I'm nowhere near understanding all the benefits of it. I know there's so much more to come. So I'm looking forward to it. You guys really take this serious. Start to build a routine. Start to at least put one thing into your routine, right? One activity into your routine. Like wake up an hour early so you can journal for class or journal before class every day, right? Or journal before work every day. Just one thing that you do every day at the same time. Just that's it. And you already see a difference. You already know how to spend that time. You already get warmed up quickly to that activity, and you'll obviously journaling has a lot of benefits alone, but if you are journaling at the same time every day and you warm up quicker to it, that's going to have even more benefits. So get on it, guys. Get on it.